starting point, but I need to pick a color palette. And so for that, I'm going to go over to my other app, which is where you see now. Wait, that was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to add colors. Let's see if it'll let me. Nope, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Haha. Let's add as many colors as we can. Okay. Kind of like where these are. So let's generate some other stuff to go with it. There's green, that's not so bad. I don't know why it's giving me blues. That one's better than that one. Feels very appropriate. I like this because I want something kind of creamy and white for a ghost. All right. This generator is called Colors. It is quite helpful. Ooh, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, too orangey. I don't like too orangey. We want this. We want the color palette to stay in the right realm. Let's lock that one. I usually just generate, till I find stuff I like. I think I can use a brown. I don't really want a blue. It feels too peachy and orangey. Oh, maybe a dark purple. Give it a different feel. No, feels too weird. See what it does. Oh, there's another pink. Let's see what that one looks like. Nah, it's too pink. That might be nice. How do we feel? How do we feel about this? I don't know how I feel about it. Excuse me. I say as I take loud coughs that you poor people have to listen to. There, a little bit of liquid. I'm gonna stay away from blues. Oh, here we go. That's another like brown, earthy color. And that one's kind of purpley. Okay. So here's my palette. I'm going to export this palette as Procreate because we're using it in Procreate. That just makes sense. Let's save it here. Art. Illustrations. I'm going to add a new folder because I should have done this to begin with. We're going to call it the Ghost. Actually, Ghost King because there's a crown. Could be a queen. All right. Yeah, save. Okay. Now I'm going to go back over to Procreate. I'm going to import my palette because I needed this to stay in a realm where it's all in the same. When did that get added? That's not supposed to be there. Clear that swatch. All right, add. New from file. Art, illustration. I should have made a folder. Ghost. There we go. There's my palette. Okay. That puts my palette right here up at top. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my pencil layer for now. This is my background layer. My background layer doesn't really need lines. So we're going to start this in a way that gives it, let's go with a dark brown. Yeah. We're going to add a layer and I'm going to just start coloring right. Can I color right over it? Wait, well, I can, but let's turn opacity down because I just need to know where it is. I don't need lines on this layer. So let's get some tree bark in here. I can add my textures another way. Because this is not a layer that's going to be well seen. So it's not. I did all this line work yesterday and it was mostly for nothing. Because I'm going to do it this way instead. All right. And this one's in front. Anything that's in front, and it's all going to get grouped together and be a background layer anyway. We're going to see where we're at. The tree. once it's done. Okay. Guess this doesn't matter. I'm going to be putting layers on top of that soon enough. This is the thing about autofill on Procreate that I don't love, that it doesn't really fill the layer. Not the way I want it to anyway. Because then I got to go back in and fill all these little cracks and crevices in the color drop. It's always been a big pet peeve about Procreate for me. Because this feels like you can have it fill and actually have it fill. I don't know. I say that like I have any say in the matter. I am not a designer, I'm not a developer, and I'm not on any of the right message boards to complain. So I will make do and I will find my workarounds because that's the kind of person I am. And I don't want to be a difficult artist. I just want to be an artist. I don't know. Maybe I'm a good artist. Maybe I'm an okay artist. Maybe I'm an amazing artist. I really don't know. I know I enjoy doing this. And hopefully you're enjoying watching me on my little artistic journey. I actually named my blog and I think my Substack, which are both essentially the same thing. So don't subscribe to both. You're not going to get different information. Failing creatively, because I like to think that all art is an evolution of failure. Not in a bad way, not in a woe is me way. And this is how I develop and grow creatively, is by trying things and the messy side of art and the I did it or I didn't do it or whatever kind of thing. I don't know. All right, so now I need another layer. Oh, wrong thing. That's color drop. Okay. Add another layer. I want to turn this into a clipping mask. And I want to borrow this light one for now. I might end up regretting that. Let's see. Okay, this is clipping mask so that I won't. I need to just add some texture. I'm going to go blend all this in, people. I feel like that always helps. And I'm going to be probably needing to add some lines and bark. You need bark, right? But this is the background, so it can be blurrier, it can be fuzzier, it can be a little less clean because I'm going to be putting other layers on top of this. So it's okay that it's not great right now. I don't know. I don't like where it's going. We're going to see. 15 minutes today, people, and I've got the hard part down, which is a color palette. I see there's maybe some people watching. I don't know if I'm interesting in the background there. I hope I'm trying to be interesting for people. And let me know. Maybe you got a question. I don't know. Maybe you've got a comment. I'm gonna try and keep an eye on the chat. I am trying to keep an eye that people are watching. Last night's stream, not so great. It was just me just kind of drawing. I kind of got in the zone and forgot to talk. Which one could argue is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's a good thing I was in the zone, but it was probably not a very interesting stream to watch in the evening. I don't know. All right. Okay. We're going to be adding some green to this. All of this is going to get grouped together in the end. All these layers so that I can so that it can be hidden to the back most of my kind of canvas. Because again, I feel like things get darker, fuzzier, a little bit more blurry as you keep going. All right, so I'm going to change this to, I usually like overlay for, oh no, that did not work. Okay, we need to play with this a little bit. Ooh, add's giving it a good texture. Let's do that and let's drop the opacity to about 50. And then I get my nice little smudge brush because I want to use that to give it some This is not a fancy layer because, again, this is just meant to kind of hide in the background. Just trying to give the tree some texture because I know they won't really get seen. So little tiny details that, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to look perfect. And then it doesn't really look perfect, or it looks perfect, but nobody sees that tiny little detail in your art. You know it's there though. I always like that I at least know it's there. So we'll see. See how this works. I do like that it kind of is giving the wood a little more texture, though I am going to need to probably, let's duplicate this. Yeah. Oh wait, not yet. Let's get this where I want it to be first. Then duplicate it. Because I want this to give the tree and the wood and the bark the texture that I'm looking for. And then we're going to go back to this. Maybe we're going to give it a little bit of, I feel like there'd be knots and things in the wood. Let's see. Let's try smudging that again. See what it does for my, yeah, it's just giving the wood a little more texture. Again, something that I'm going to know is there for my own sanity. Oh, nope, that's the eraser. Okay. Right now we're going to try duplicating this. Yeah, it's kind of giving them a nice vibe. We'll see. All right. So happy with where I'm going with this. Building a background. We're building a background, people. And that's the line work underneath. Okay. Now I have a few trees back behind that. So I'm going to add, let's do this. Let's pick for a background color. Let's pick this dark green. No, wait, that one. Yeah, that's making things pop more too. Okay. That feels more fluid like I want it. Okay. Now let me try something here. Let's lose that layer. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm banging things over here. Okay, let's go back to my smudge brush. This is making things pop more of a way I want it to pop. And it's giving it more of a look. This is, again, very in the back. Most people aren't going to see this. Okay. All right, now let's go add a different layer in here. I want to get at least the trees done today, for myself and my sanity. Okay. I'm liking where I'm going with this. I may feel differently in the long run, may feel differently. But we are getting to that 15-minute mark, and I think I might just get some bark done today, and that's about it. Which is not the most interesting thing when drawing, but backgrounds are important to your work. Having a background is important, right? We need to have something for working with. We're going to close this off because I want to do the drop of my color. And I'm going to try and do this in levels. Like I want a third, I don't know. Let's see if I have a vision in my head that this is going to be, I don't know, what I'm like blanking on the wording I'm going for, but I have a vision in my head that this is going to have a certain effect. And that by filling and layering and I don't know, I'm going to have more of a completed work where I don't usually just make my subject and just kind of vibe my feel for what I do. In fact, for years, many a year, I never did backgrounds, mostly for my own, like, I just didn't feel like it. Felt like a lot of extra work. But I want trying a new thing where I take more time with my piece and my, the art and the look that we're trying to get and give and show, I guess. So the goal being that this will give more of a kind of a like a certain feel and vibe and oh, come on. My iPad's not agreeing with me. My iPad's seen better days. Not too worried about what the layering looks like right now because I'm adding shading to this. This is my shading layer. I don't know. So I know it's not perfect because it's going to all get smudged in. You're going to just see how it turns out. That's awfully high on the opacity. Let's make it a 75. Sure. Trying to give a look here. I want the bark to look like bark. Smudge brush and Procreate, not my favorite. I have other ones that I like better. When I'm drawing digitally, I have a certain feel that I'm expecting out of a smudge brush. And I just, no matter what I try in terms of settings on this, I'm never satisfied the way I would like it to be. But it's given a feel, doing a thing. Okay. I want to finish the bark. I want to see how this is laying. And then I will be back tomorrow to build on my tree. Because I can do it. We can do it, right? We can do it. It's going to be a fun little story here when it's all done. I actually, just from drawing this every day, I'm starting to get more ideas for how I want the story to lay out in it. It might be all kinds of crazy, but I don't know. I'm having thoughts as I work on this, so see what the story turns into for this little ghosty that's coming. Pencil sketch is definitely all done. Oh, did it just undo? Can I redo? Nope. The redo does not work. Well, when the redo doesn't work, it doesn't work. Keep having people. Oh, hi. Somebody said hi and then left. I'm sorry. I keep missing out on chats. I'm just not very good at this. I will get better. I will be more interesting, I think. We'll see how it goes. But the trees are looking like trees, and I'm liking how the bark is smudging more or less. I'm trying to give it some texture. Yeah, that's good. It's coming along. It's got a look that I'm looking for and hoping for. Okay, so we're going to turn these layers on, and it's giving them Yeah, it's giving him a vibe. Okay, it's got a real feel. Oh, I didn't. Oh, you did. Oh, there's somebody here. Hi. Oh, somebody's watching. Tree, real or fake? Q&A sticker. Oh, I don't know what that. Okay, the chat's being weird. All right. I'm liking how the bark's looking. We need to add some more greens and get the leaves and background going the way I want it to. And then I want to add texture to the basis layer of the grass. So that's my goal for tomorrow. Um, I will, here, let me turn my pencil sketch back on. You can see where this is kind of headed. Oh, you can't really see it with the green. Okay, let's go back to the background color of, let's put that background color in. You can kind of see where the ghost is coming. He's coming along, he's hiding in here. So, all right, I will be back tomorrow at some point with more drawing to build off of this. And I think, let's see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, not off, not off. We want to just go back to that. Okay. So I'll see you all tomorrow, or anybody who's watching tomorrow. And have a great rest of your day. Let's see, what time is it now where by me? Yeah, maybe around now, probably. I'll try to. This seems to be a good time for me to get like another 20-minute draw session in. So, all right. I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Bye. Oh, I hit that thing.